Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Today I'm going to tell you a very interesting way of learning a language just by listening. Or here in our case, we can learn English just by listening. Now, only by listening you can't learn to speak English, that is for sure. But there is a technique. If you start practicing that technique along with listening in English, you are definitely going to catch words, you're definitely going to pick up sentences, and you're definitely going to learn to speak English fluently and confidently. That is for sure 100% guaranteed. Okay, I'll just give you an example to relate to what I'm talking about. You know how a kid starts talking, right? The kids keeps on listening to stuffs in their mother tongue. Everybody speaks to the kid every time. Hello, how are you? What are you doing? Lots of things. People tell them, this is water, this is lunch, this is dinner, or whatever, whatnot. So they always keep on telling the kid, and at the end of the day, like after a year or two, the kid starts picking up. Okay, and then the kid starts responding or repeating those words, whatever he or she has heard and grasped. Okay, in the same way, we can also start speaking in English only by listening. But there is a trick, and I'm going to teach you that technique in this video. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. I have many content in which you can practice shadowing, speak with me, repeat after me, and a lot of topics are there on which I have spoken, and those topics are real life conversation topics, guys. If you take one video every single day for 30 days also, you will get to learn a lot. You will definitely get fluent and confident in speaking in English. Try watching my videos every single day. Speak about it in your own words or repeat after me, shadow with me, whatever you like to. It's just that after listening to my video twice, thrice, how many times you want to, but then make it a point that you also start practicing in the same way. You also start speaking what I have just spoken in the video. That is definitely going to help you, and after a month you will see a lot of difference in your fluency, in your confidence, and in your speech. Okay, so stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's get started with today's topic. So we all know a small baby, when he or she starts talking, right? So how they start talking, they keep on listening to all those words in their mother tongue every single day from everybody around him or her. Right? And the kid starts catching up those words. He or she starts responding to those words. Right? And after understanding that word, responding to that word, the kid starts speaking it. Right? It starts with words. The kid starts speaking single words. Okay. And then he starts speaking incomplete sentences. Like drink water, eat food. Right? So the kid starts making incomplete sentences, small sentences to express his or her feelings. Right? And then after some time, the kid starts speaking the language, starts making sentences. It might not be a proper sentence, but slowly the kid starts understanding and speaking the language fluently, right? So it takes time, and the kid also starts learning the language just by listening to it, right? But there is a trick. For us, we need to understand how this kid starts learning to speak in their mother tongue so fluently just by listening. So what a kid does is he or she starts processing all the information. Initially, when you speak to that kid, it's 1 month old, 2 months old, 6 months old, 1 year old, that kid doesn't have any idea what we all are talking, right? Whoever meets the kid, they all go and talk to the kid, right? They start speaking, "Oh, how are you? What are you doing? You're so cute." Oh, these are things we tell the kid, but the kid doesn't understand. But repeatedly, when he starts listening to everything, what his parents say every day, like have food, drink some water, have this, have that, let's play, or whatever. So there are some words which are very repeatedly used every single day. We talk to the kid every single day, right? And then that is the time when the kid starts picking up. He starts registering all those words in his memory. And he starts understanding what that means. Okay, over a period of time, listening continuously, the kid also starts understanding what that particular word means. What food means, what water means, what drink means, what play means. Right? So, after understanding, the kid starts responding to those words. Initially, when you say, "Are you thirsty?" the kid has no idea. When he sees the bottle or the sipper, then only the kid responds that, "Yes, I want some water," or nods his head. But the next time when he knows what water means, the kid will ask for it. "I need water." Or he will do some action or anything, whatever. Or he will go and search for water where water is available. Okay, so this is how we know that he is responding to things. He has started understanding what that word actually means. And then the third step is he starts speaking up those words. Okay, and then incomplete sentences. And then after a certain period of time, the kid starts speaking fluently. Okay, so this is a journey. This is how we all have learned how to speak. Okay. Here also, when we are learning a foreign language, when you're trying to learn English language, we have to consider ourselves as a kid. That we are a kid and slowly we will start learning or slowly we'll start speaking. But here in this case, when we are listening to English language, we have to take care of a lot of things which can help us to grasp that language and comprehend it and start speaking. Okay. We know a lot of things. We are not a child that we are innocent. We don't know anything. We know everything. It's just that we have to start processing that. Okay. So while listening, there are some things we have to follow. The first step is processing the information or registering the information. Okay. So when you're listening to some stuff in English, it's not about just listening, just creating an English environment. You have to create an English environment or you have to continuously listen to English the whole day. So we have just switched on our mobile or any music video or anything else, and we are just doing our work and we are not focusing on that. Just to create an environment of English, we are just, for the sake of that, we are just listening to English. No, that is a very wrong practice, guys. Whenever you are listening to English, initially you have to be very much focused. When you'll focus, you'll be able to register that information. You'll be able to process that information. Like a child, what does a child do when he or she continuously listens to a word every single day? That word registers in their memory and then they're able to process it later. Whenever you say something about that thing, they know what we are speaking about. That is what processing and registering is. And the same process we have to follow. When we are listening to any stuff in English, we have to first register everything. We need to register every single word and sentence, what is spoken about. If we try hard to understand each word and each sentence clearly, it is definitely going to help us to process that information for us. Okay, So the first thing what we have to do is when we are listening to any stuff in English, we have to understand what the person is trying to say. Okay, we should be able to understand each word and each sentence very clearly. Focus on each sentence, focus on each word, try to understand its meaning, what has been said. Okay, so that is what is registering and processing the information. If you're completely understanding every single word, every single sentence, and the idea what is said about in each sentence and the whole story, or whole paragraph, or whole video, definitely you are able to process the information. You're able to understand everything. If you'll start understanding this repeatedly every single day, you will do that. Your brain will start processing every information. The next time you're going to hear some word, next time you're going to listen to some sentence, you will be able to recall it. Oh, I've heard this sentence. Oh, I've heard this word. Right? This word was used in this context. Here it is used in this context. Okay, so then your brain will be able to process the information. You will be able to recall everything. You will be able to relate to every single thing. And that is where it is going to help you to speak up, or to speak that sentence or that word in your own sentences. Okay, so that is why registering and processing is very important, and it will start by focusing on listening to English language. Okay, so this is the first step. The second thing is I'm going to speak about a technique which really helps, which is called imitation technique. We all know shadowing, we do shadowing, and it does wonders for people to pick up the language and its intonation and rhythm and everything else, right? But imitation is another technique which will help you in speaking the language fluently and confidently. What does imitation mean? Imitation just means to copy somebody. I'll give you an example. My kid likes watching Peppa Pig, and they all speak something, right? She picks up that sentence while she's watching that show, and later on she repeats that. Every single day, some or the other sentence she repeats. And this is how she's learning to speak in English, right? This is what I'm talking about. That is why I've given an example to understand what I'm talking about. What is imitation about? It's just copying. We all know, whenever we watch a movie, we like some dialogue, we repeat that dialogue in the same way. It is the same thing. When you're watching anything in English, any piece of information in English, when you're focusing on it, try repeating those sentences. Yes. When you're sitting idle, when you're sitting or watching something, or you're doing something, or you're just taking some rest, try to recall everything and try to repeat those sentences, whatever you have heard in English. This is actually going to help you in speaking in English. When you will be able to remember the whole sentence, you will be able to remember the whole sentence structure and the sentences and dialogues and words. It will be much, much, much easier for you to use those sentences in actual situations. Okay, when you watch a movie, when you watch a series, when you watch a play, when you watch a commentary, these are very real life situations, right? In a movie also it is shown that there's a family or there's a plot, there's a story, right? People interact with each other. That is an interaction. They have conversations with each other, and that is what they speak to each other. So if you remember those dialogues, if you remember those sentences, it will be much easier for you to repeat those sentences in your actual situations also. If two friends met in a movie, how they talk, what they talk. They say, hi, how are you? What's up these days? Where are you these days? Or what's up with you? It's so simple. These three sentences we also can replicate with our friends. And we do it. We do it, right? So that is why imitation is very important. When you watch a movie, when you watch a play, a series or commentary or anything else, whatever news, any piece of information, a story, whatever you're watching, whatever you're listening to, pay attention. try to register or try to process those sentences, try to understand those sentences, try to repeat those sentences, right? Imitate those sentences and see where you can use these sentences in your real life. You're watching a cooking show, right? They speak a lot about food, right? So you can watch that, and when you're cooking something or when you are eating something, you can just talk about it, right? You can just repeat those sentences, whatever you have heard. So that is why whenever you are listening to anything, you have to be focused so that you register all the information, you process all the information, and then you imitate those informations, those sentences, those words, those informations. Okay, those information. So that is why it is very important. And by imitating those sentences in your real life also, it will be much easier for you to start speaking in English. Okay, you will get ready-made sentences. You will understand how to make sentences also from that. You can make another sentence using the same sentence structure. Okay, so this is actually going to help you in many ways. So start following imitation technique from today right now. It is actually going to help you. Use those sentences, real life sentences in your speech, in your conversations, and it is actually going to help you. You can write it down also, write a script also, and you can start imitating, right? So this is one thing. The second level is whenever you have heard a conversation, like, you are watching a chat show or a talk show or any interview you are watching, you watch all those. After watching, try to repeat those. Try to imitate that. Somebody has asked a question, the other person is replying, right? Like Coffee with Karan. So Karan Johar asks a lot of questions to celebrities, and celebrities answer those questions. Okay, you can take up one or two questions and you can imitate Karan Johar. You can become Karan Johar and you can start asking those questions, and then you can become that celebrity and you start answering that question. You don't need to modulate your voice, or you need to become female or a male. No, it's just for your sake, right? You just have to practice. So I can become a Salman Khan or I can become a Shah Rukh Khan and I can answer that question. That's okay. Who is watching me? Nobody is watching me, right? It's just for my practice, right? So that is why start imitating whatever you have watched. If you're watching a cricket commentary also, next time when you're watching the cricket, mute the audio and start commenting, right? Start doing the commentary. It's going to help you. So there are many ways, guys, you can start using this technique in your actual situations or in your real life. So start getting into a habit of imitating, or copying somebody, or using this technique in your real life situations, and you'll actually see a lot of difference in your spoken English or speaking skills for sure. So these are the two steps you have to follow. The first is registering and processing, and the other one is imitation technique. If you follow these two steps, definitely you are going to be fluent and confident in speaking in English after 30 days, right? So you don't have to speak on any topic. You just have to watch a talk show or a chat show or a sports commentary or any series or a drama or a movie, right? In which there are situations and people talk to each other. You have to focus on these, right? Where you can replicate those situations and you can start speaking or imitating. Okay, so follow this. You're watching a cartoon, you're watching a story. Just take those sentences, recall those sentences and speak about it and see where you can use in your own situations. You have to be very careful about it. So that is why you have to register it very well and process it very well so that it's easier for you to imitate those information or those real life situations, or imitate it in your real life situations or conversations. Okay. Start following this technique and you'll see a lot of difference in your communication skills. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.